Hello everybody, it's Tim here again, another movie review, this time for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Now, in terms of like Five Nights at Freddy's, I was not really a fan of that first film. I didn't really like it at all. Watching this second one, I'll go ahead and say I actually like it better than the first film. I still don't think it's good. Now, I would never watch this again. But for what it is, from 1 to 5 stars, I'd give it like a low 2 stars. It's an okay one-off watch. It's slightly better than the first one for me because like I think I got more entertainment value out of this one. With the first film, I was mostly just bored. In this one, you got like Matthew Lillard's character's daughter who is like having dreams of him or whatever and trying to like get past him and his death and everything and all that and just trying to get away from his shadow and everything. And the acting is good in the movie. It's fine. Nobody's bad here. The plot is just really uneventful. You get this new character here called the Marionette, which you see at the beginning of it is this little like kind of emo looking girl who gets killed by Matthew Lillard's character because she's trying to save this little boy that he's like snuck back there that nobody else noticed. And she's like trying to warn all the adults of what's going on. They're all like, "Ah, get the fuck out of here, kid." It is a little ridiculous that they're just ignoring her like that, not paying any attention whatsoever. Um, but at the same time, the way this scene is directed, it feels more competent than that first film, and at the same time, it at least feels like something is happening. So she gets like stabbed in the back by Matthew Lillard. She gets killed. And she like falls dead in this marionette thing's arms, which was like her favorite like animatronic thing at the Five Nights at Freddy's place, which is basically a ripoff of Chuck E. Cheese. But and so when she comes back as like a spirit, she's like inhabited this marionette thing, and we find out Matthew Lillard's character actually has a son who is crazy as well, who was never mentioned by the daughter throughout this entire movie. And it's like, well, why the fuck didn't you mention him? That doesn't really make any sense. If you like, obviously, if you should have known the guy was mentally unstable. I mean, you're his sister. But yeah, and you get McKenna Grace, who like shows up here in a very small role, similar to her small role in like Scream 7. She's been in a lot of stuff lately, but it's mostly just like tiny roles. But she shows up here as like this podcaster or whatever, I guess, who interviews or goes to like haunted places and stuff, or supposed spooky places, and puts it on her YouTube channel, I guess. And she's there with her friends or her colleagues, I guess, her fellow workers who are helping her out. And she goes in there and she gets like, her body gets like possessed by the marionette. So I guess she gets killed and her body gets took over by the marionette thing. And then it like takes like the chick who's supposed to be the daughter of Matthew Lillard's character from the first one, like takes her hostage basically. And we also see her as a kid at the beginning of the movie where she's trying to like stop the girl from going back there, the one who gets stabbed in the back and comes back as the marionette, because she knows her father is like killing kids. Um, and she like takes her hostage and gets the little girl Abby from the first movie there, so she can like get her to like put this code in. I mean, to like so the animatronics can escape there. And animatronics in this one are being controlled by the marionette thing. But at the same time, they got like the son character mixed in here, the one who's supposed to be the son of Matthew Lillard's character. And it's almost like he's working with these things because he wants them to like he wants to like unleash them on the town. But at the same time, the movie's trying to say they're being controlled by the marionette. So like, how does this make any sense? It doesn't really gel. It's almost like they had two different ideas and they try to like mesh them both together here. The writing is clunky here, but I just got more entertainment value out of this one than compared to the first movie where I was just really bored. And you got like this asshole science teacher played by Wayne Knight, who was in Space Jam back in the day and Rat Race and a bunch of other stuff. But he's here and he plays like this asshole teacher who just keeps treating the character Abby like crap, and then eventually he gets killed by like the character Chica, the animatronic named Chica. I like the end of the movie because like the characters from the first Five Nights at Freddy's, the ones who were like friends with Abby, they come back in this one. The ones that were inhabited by the spirits of the dead kids, they come back at the end of this one and like help Abby and defeat these ones that are under control by the marionette. And the dude who's the son, he like the evil son, he runs out of the house and he gets like clotheslined or knocked out or whatever by a friend of the main dude of the movie, who's played by Josh Hutcherson, who is supposed to be like the older brother of Abby's character, I believe. Then he gets to the end of the movie and ends on a cliffhanger. The chick who's the daughter of Matthew Lillard's character, she gets like possessed by the marionette woman, or spirit, I mean, and that's pretty much where it ends. And you also get there's like a bonus scene in the middle of the credits where you get an idea that like Matthew Lillard's character Springtrap, I think is what he called in the games, is gonna like finally come back to life to be the main villain of the next movie, which I guess would be based off the third game, because I believe this is based off the second game. Yeah, overall, this was okay. It was an okay one-off watch. Would I watch it again? No. Did I hate it? No. Is this a slight step up from the first film for me? Yes. But yeah, that's as far as this series goes. This is pretty much like introductory horror for like small children. That's all it is. And the first one's like still a bad example of that. And the second one, it's an okay one-off watch for what it is. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you again.